Hey guys, this is Brian from thetruthaboutwatches.com here with you today with a review of the Vostok 24-hour Pilot Ministry case. This strap is aftermarket, as I'm sure you'll notice. These usually come on pretty cheap leather straps, and they look kind of goofy just because of how the leather straps taper, and they don't look very neat. These are mechanical watches. I'll wind it up real quick so you can hear it. So you need to give about 7 to 10 turns and you'll be good to go. One thing to note, these watches are extremely loud, and I'm going to try to hold it up to the camera to see if you can hear it. I'm not sure if that came through or not. I'll have to check it out when I watch this video myself. But this watch is really loud, and there's been several times where I've had it on my wrist and I've been looking around trying to figure out what that, chirping noise is, and it's the movement inside this. It's just really loud when it ticks. Kind of a cool feature. Of course, it does have the 24-hour dial. There's no 12-hour markings. I think that's totally awesome. The 24-hour dials are really, really cool, and I've been looking for a couple for a long time. Kind of have the same problem with this as I do with the Orsa Military. It's just a touch too small for my wrist. It looks more like a dress watch. I'm just not that into it. Some people love that style. I really don't. Here, if I can show you the case back real quick. The lugs on this watch are super tight, which makes this NATO strap a little bit of a beast to get in and out. But if you can see here, the case back is just a snap down. And there's not a gasket inside of it, so you really wouldn't want to take this watch anything more than the occasional accidental raindrop. I'm sure it would be fine to get rained on or to wash dishes with, but I wouldn't do it. Of course, there's no date feature, so when you pop the crown out, you just get the hands to turn. And obviously there's only 2 sets of hands, so it's a pretty easy setting. And now let's see what else. One of my major complaints with Vostok, and I apologize for my stuttering here. I left my little note sheet back in the other room before I started making this. So the crystal here, if you can see, it extends probably about 3 millimeters, 2 to 3 millimeters over the top of the case. Kind of makes this out to be a scratch magnet. Almost all Vostoks are that way though. So it's not something you really can get away from if you like any of the Vostok watches or dials. But as you can see here, it's a pretty thin watch. And here's a size comparison for you. It's like I said, it's not ridiculously small, but just a little bit too small for me to wear, enjoyably, which kind of makes me sad a little bit because this watch dial is just so super cool. So I'll hit the Lume here real quick. I'm going to give this one a little longer than I normally do. The Lume here is not the greatest as far as longevity or charge time. It is, however, a really, really cool looking setup on the dial once it actually does get lit. This one takes about 2 hours in sunlight to have 30 minutes of legibility, which is pretty sorry. But again, you kind of buy a Vostok for what it is, not for what it isn't. So it's a Russian-made mechanical watch, hand winding. So if you look at it from that aspect, it's just not that big of a deal anymore. So let's kill the lights real quick and see if that comes through. And as you can see, it's just one of the really cool dial. I've never really seen anything quite like that. And you can see here in the video, the dial fades really quickly. Like I said, you need about an hour or two in the sun for this to really shine. And I'll try to hit it one more time here. But you really need about an hour or two in the sun, and it'll stay lit for like 30 minutes. But a quick shot with a flashlight definitely gets you readability. You could do that for 5 or 6 seconds and easily see what time it was. So I guess at the end of the day, that's pretty much the point of Lume. As long as you can hit it quickly and understand the time after that, I guess you go mission accomplished there. But I've been really happy with it. I think everything except for the size. I really wish Vostok would make one of these a little bit larger. But again, just like the Orsa Military, if you're in the mood, or if you're in the in the market for a dress watch or a smaller dialed watch, these are just awesome. This strap is from Watchadoo. They're about $18, and these watches can be had for $38 on eBay. As with the other Vostoks, you need to search for a seller, Zenitar, Zenitar. He's got all kinds of Vostoks for no more than $50. So give him a look, and I guess that's it for today. So I'll see you guys next time.